Hi everyone, I am Dr. LaKeisha J. And what I'm doing tonight are my evening talks. And I'm going to talk about the importance of having a healthy nutrition plan while you're reaching your fitness goals. Now, tonight I posted a short video displaying some healthy tacos uh, as a choice option while you're trying to reach your fitness goals. As everyone knows, the temperatures have been dropping and not a lot of outdoor activity is going on. But you can continue to reach your health and wellness goals. You have to make sure that you choose healthy nutrition food options to make sure that you reach your goals when your activity is limited. Being cold outside is not an excuse for you to not get your fitness time in, your wellness, your exercise. It's important to make sure that you're consistent with this stuff every single day. And I really want to focus on how important it is to select foods that are low in dietary fat, low in salt or sodium. Definitely limit your added sugars, and make sure that you do this on a consistent basis. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy your favorite foods or nutritious treats, but you need to make sure that you place some restrictions on yourself to make sure that you don't make it harder on yourself, because we do live in the real world, and in the real world you really have to try to make a real uh, plan out of everything that you're doing, the same way that you go to work every day, the same way that you brush your teeth and take a shower. You need to make sure that you're eating right, and a lot of diseases are preventable, and a lot of foods that we eat really contribute to some of the complications and symptoms that we have from these health conditions that are preventable. For example, there are a lot of inflammatory diseases that people have struggles with that can be eliminated just by making healthy food selections. So there are a lot of foods that contribute to, um, what they call flare-ups or inflammation in the body that can make it completely uncomfortable for you and painful for you. So the best thing to do is to limit foods that are really spicy. Spicy foods, spicy sauces can really make things difficult for you. Also, foods that again are high in sugar, and that includes beverages. So, fruit juices that are concentrate rather than 100% juice, they can really irritate your body. And there are a lot of juices that people, they may see 10% juice, or and just mistake that as 100% juice. So you need to make sure that you're reading the labels very carefully, and just take your time with it. When you go to the grocery store, take your time and look at the labels, read the labels. You don't have to be a nutritionist or a health specialist to understand that some of the foods and beverages that you consume are contributing to some of the problems that you're experiencing. Also, making sure that you limit your intake of fat. There are a lot of foods that um, contain high amounts of fat, and that can make your reaching your goals a challenge, and especially if you're a person who's physically inactive. You do not get physical exercise. You do not um, engage in a fitness plan or program, you may have a disability that prevents you from being able to exercise rigorously. But there are things that you can do to get physically active and to raise your heart rate in a healthy manner and to keep that blood cholesterol and triglycerides or fat in the blood lower. But just the main thing is to just not make excuses, but more so encourage yourself. Encourage yourself when you go to the grocery store. Encourage yourself during the cold winter months that there are things that you can do inside without exercise equipment to just stay healthy and to maintain healthy levels to assist the things that you're doing. Your doctor may have you on medications, and you may be on a fitness program. You may be on a fitness plan, a health and wellness plan. And I'm just here to support you in reaching your goals and just want you to stay encouraged and motivated, because the main thing is to see yourself doing these things, living a healthy life, practicing healthy lifestyle habits, and just improving. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not something that you need to compare to other people, what their health goals are, what their fitness level is. Just focus on yourself and improving yourself each and every day. I always tell my clients who I'm working with to make small steps and praise and reward yourself for those steps. If you have uh, just 2 sweet treats versus 6 within a week's period of time, celebrate that. You may be a person who you're used to eating sweets, or you're used to eating high fatty foods, and over the course of a week, you reduced that by your meals. If you look at your meals individually and you say, okay, today I consumed 2 meals specifically that were directly focused on limiting my fat intake or limiting my sodium or high salt intake, limiting my sugar. That's something that you can reward yourself. Or if you increased your water intake, or you substituted water for a sugary drink that you're used to having, just reward yourself on the little things that you do each and every day, and understand that some of the health conditions that you may be experiencing can be improved dramatically with just making healthy nutrition choices. There are many foods that may have already been recommended to you by your physician to avoid. Again, foods that are high in fat, high in salt, high in sugar tend to be associated with some of the leading causes of death and disability that we face in this world. And every little step that you make, every little step that you take is making a difference in your life. And you must see it as an advantage and reward yourself and be proud of yourself and allow yourself to be your cheerleader. You need to be the cheerleader in your life, pushing you and motivating you. And you'll find that as you push and motivate and support yourself and reward yourself, you'll be happier and people will notice. And those people who do notice and don't give you a compliment, sometimes that's the best compliment that you can have. So find ways to just stay encouraged and stay motivated. Make uh, just healthy choices and compare them to what you used to do and look at what you're doing now and take everything as a reward. Don't focus necessarily on, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, or oh, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. Just focus on making lifestyle changes that help assist you to having better health and reaching your health goals or being consistent with your health goals. I'm someone who, as I said, I'm very excited and I enjoy exercising. I enjoy eating healthy. It's not really something that I have to practice, that I feel is difficult for me. I really, to a certain degree, since I've been an adult, especially, um, maybe my childhood and teen years, it was a little bit different. So I understand young people who may be trying to make changes and it's difficult for you. But as an adult, I've always really found that the foods that I liked happen to be on the healthy list. Um, Exercising is just something that I've been doing. My physical activity was always pretty high, so it wasn't really hard for me to exercise. I don't limit myself to whether I have gym equipment or gym membership. I know that we have body weight exercises that we can do, and they're just things that you can do at home. You can substitute weights, free weights, with objects at home that have the same weight, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and just again, find ways to inspire yourself, to motivate yourself. And I'm here as just a little helper to keep you motivated and encouraged. Again, I want you to focus on your nutrition goals. Just make small steps. This is the beginning of the week. Tonight is Monday evening, and you have the entire week ahead of you. Practice. Start tomorrow. And out of your maybe 5 to 6 meals, some people have 5 to 6 meals. You have a day full of activities and a work schedule where you have, strenuous work and your calories are higher. So maybe out of those 5 to 6 meals, substitute 3 meals. Try to focus on 3 meals that are healthy, centered, and healthy focused. If you don't eat that many meals or that many times a day, you have a less strenuous physical activity schedule and work schedule, and maybe you have 3 meals a day. Then substitute and try to have 1 meal in the beginning that's focused and centered on healthy choice, healthy options. Foods that are high in fiber, foods that are low in salt and sugar. Make sure that you get purified water to drink. Just focus on little things. There are little things that you can do to get started. And if you're someone who has already started something and you find yourself 1 minute you're doing it, the next minute you're not, and you feel discouraged, remember, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to stay motivated, stay encouraged, and if you call yourself messing up, slipping up, falling, or failing, however you look at it, then just keep going. You recognized it, and now that you've recognized it, you know what to do next time. So you start fresh. Tomorrow is a new day, and always keep yourself encouraged, because if you're constantly looking at what you didn't do, what you can't do, how you feel negatively, it can be really discouraging and it can make it really hard. So sometimes when you see people say, oh, I can't do that, it's too hard for me, I can't eat right, it's too hard, I can't exercise, it's too hard. Most of the time it's because either you're around other people who are not inspiring and motivating for you, or maybe you're just used to focusing your attention on what you feel is difficult for you, and then as a result you don't really do anything differently, or you don't step it up. in a new direction and you don't reach those goals, so you're used to being discouraged. It's okay. You're not the only person who's going to experience that, but I really believe in positivity and motivation, and that is why I really recommend my books because they're self help, motivational, and you can find your place in this world. You can find your place in your community. You can find your place with yourself as an individual and who you are, what you want to do, what things you need to focus on, what you want to achieve, and just it gives you the inspiration and the motivation that you can do it. And it allows you to do it at your own pace. And that's something that I hold dear when I'm writing books or I'm working with people one on one. I try to focus on them as individuals and keep their attention centered on who they are and what they want to achieve. And I really don't focus on looking back or recommend looking in the past because sometimes that can be a hindrance for people. They're focused on what they've done in the past that they consider to be a failure, and it hindered them and it keeps them from looking forward. So the only time that I really will have somebody look back is if I want you to focus on what went wrong and what you learned from it, because all of us learn something from every single experience that we have. You may not even pay attention that you're learning something, um, but it's important to do so. Again, my website is thefaithoutcome.com, and I am a self help, motivational, and inspirational author and speaker on mind, body, and spiritual healing. And I allow you to focus on you, and you can draw from your spiritual experiences, your religious background, and yourself as an individual, and you can pull from those areas. But my books are universally written for every person. You don't need to feel uncomfortable or feel that you need to be this way or that way. You just come and read the books and you can be yourself. And you'll find slowly but surely that you will change because you have a desire to change, or you wouldn't be here at this channel. You wouldn't be reading the books that I have. And so many of you, I just want to thank you again for those of you who I've met who were inspired by the books that I have written, and those of you who are really reaching your fitness levels. I see you, I hear you. I'm so motivated and inspired by your confidence now, and I just want to encourage you to keep going and know that all things are possible for you. And no matter what you're faced with today or what kind of week you had last week, this is a new week, and something great is going to happen for you this week. And I want you to, no matter what you're facing this week, I want you to keep telling yourself, this is an assignment, keep telling yourself that wonderful things are going to happen for you this week. You're going to get great news. You're going to experience something that you've been looking for. And I want you to keep saying it to yourself, keep encouraging yourself, and look for it. This is Dr. LaKeisha J. Cole. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Good night.